This is a video tutorial on how to use Handbrake, a convenient software to reduce the file size of any video. And I thought I would make this because I've used this quite a bit in practicum and internship, especially with longer videos. The longer the video gets, and if you export it to an AVI format and you put that on a flash drive, you encrypt it, yes, you can compress it with 7-zip, and that will decrease the file size, but it'll take a long time to uncompress it and give it to somebody else. So why not just take the original video file and shrink it without losing too much quality? And that's really not too much of a concern to make sure that the videos are in 1080p or anything like that. It's not really that important. I think we can save a lot of time for ourselves by looking into this software to help us with the longer videos, and that will save you a lot of time. So where you go for this is the program is called Handbrake. It's handbrake.fr, and make sure it's HTTPS. You can download it for Windows, and I think it's available for possibly for Mac as well. I'm not really sure, but yeah, it's available for Mac as well. So it's very handy software. And what I am going to do, because I need to do this anyway, is I have a video right here, in this folder actually, that I recorded, and it is currently, after editing a video, it can really increase the file size quite a bit. So if I went to properties, this is a 9.11 gigabyte video, and for YouTube or anything else, when you're uploading videos, time is precious, and every gigabyte adds a significant amount of time. So that's a pretty large file, and I think the most that your 50-minute sessions will be is probably around anywhere from 7 to 10, depending on the quality that you recorded in with your camcorder or whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Handbrake. I have already downloaded and installed this. And once Handbrake opens up, it looks like this. There's quite a bit of options. There's presets for different types if you want to save it specifically for your iPod and upload it to your iPod or iPad, or it formats the video and makes it fit within that screen size and is optimized for that specific thing. So there's a lot of extra options here. I haven't even really got into. There's filters, you can do deinterlacing and all sorts of stuff. You can mess with audio tracks, subtitles, all sorts of things. So how you use this is you can take the source and you can open up a single video file, or what's really nice and easy is you can just drag and drop this. So let me just resize this video here. So I'm going to drag and drop this right in here. It's going to load that, and that's the source. And then I'm going to choose where I want that to end up. So I'm going to choose my desktop, go into this folder here, and just name it the same thing. Alright, so this is the quality scale. It reminds you that this is a placebo quality, so yes, it's higher quality, but to the human eye, you won't really notice that difference, so it's kind of pointless. It gives you a lot of nice information here. May not make sense if you don't do a lot of video editing or anything, but regardless, even if you just use this to shrink the size, that's all you really need to do. So I'm going to still want it as high as quality as I can make it. It doesn't have to be in this range. The video codec, I just always leave it at this right here. You can certainly change it to 65 or whatever. The frame rate, that just, if a video is kind of choppy or anything like that, it skips every 5 seconds frame or whatever. I'm just going to keep it the same as before. And then we'll just go ahead. It's going to, the container, it's going to be an MP4. You can also turn it to an MKV, but I'm going to keep it MK4, and I'm going to make mine web optimized. So I'll go ahead and hit start. It will encode this video, and for a video that's only 3 minutes, this is only 3 minutes long, 3-4 minutes long, but it was recorded at pretty high quality, and with some editing on top of it, it made it to a 9 gigabyte file. Now typically this can take some time, especially for a 50-minute video, but it's worth the wait, because do this before you actually encrypt the file. So if you exported your I would recommend having your computer with you at school, exporting the AVI file to the desktop first on the lab computers, copying that over to your flash drive, take that flash drive onto your computer, and then use this program on your computer to encode it and make it smaller, then encrypt the file. Now, it seems like a lot of steps to that process and something you may not remember. That's totally fine. This is just an extra kind of pro tip from somebody who does some video editing that can save you a bunch of time. So this should just finish up here. It'll give you a good estimate of how long it will be. And I haven't really even got into a lot of the different options up here or anything, or the different presets. I've done some for the iPod specifically, and Android as well, and they work. They're very good. So it finished up there. Alright, so let's minimize that. And here's my finished file. Now here's what the original one looks like. Pretty decent, high quality, and here's the finished product. So the finished video looks like this, about the same. Really hard to notice the difference. It doesn't skip or anything like that. It's pretty, the motion's pretty fluid, and the audio I think is pretty good as well. So if I right click on this and go to properties, notice that it is 25 megabytes. That is significantly smaller than a 9 gigabyte file. So with that being said, I would highly recommend using Handbrake to decrease your size, and then I think after that, if you wanted to encrypt a video, you just right click, go to 7-zip, add to archive. If you've watched the other videos, if you haven't, I'd recommend doing that. Enter your password, encrypt the file, and look how quick that was. That would have taken a lot longer decrypting this one, so, or encrypting that one, and then I would delete the original, so on and so forth. But that was just a little walkthrough of how to use Handbrake, an optional software to help decrease the file size. I highly recommend it.